Why did I never ask Jessica out whilst I still had a chance? Why did I play video games for years instead of working and studying? Now I have to go to this crappy job. Every day, Jeffrey is tortured by the errors that he made in his past. Adonis is the ultimate man, but that does not mean he was born like this. In the past, Adonis has made many mistakes, but he knows that the mistakes he made are what have shaped him into the man he is today. Adonis tells young Jeffrey about David Goggins. He sounds like a man who was just born really disciplined, but then Jeffrey hears about his past, how he was overweight, unmotivated, and traumatized and abused. Look at him today, says Adonis. His past doesn't define him, and so Jeffrey realizes that it doesn't matter what decisions he's made in the past. It matters what decisions he makes in the present. I received a DM from a young guy who was talking about some ways that he had messed up, and he said mainly it was with studying, but also that he had a girl who was into him and he didn't treat her right, and then they kind of split up and now he can't really seem to get back with her. She seems to have moved on, and he sent me like a massive message on DMs and he seemed very regretful, and so we asked for some advice on how to get over some mistakes that he had made. And maybe this is relevant to you. Maybe there's a mistake that you've already been thinking about since you clicked on this video, which you did, a little while ago, and it's still bothers you to this day. It's just a mindset change that you need, and I'm gonna try and help you with that. There's a quote that I like, and it's from someone called Tamara Kullish. And the quote is, "Your past mistakes are meant to guide you, not define you." When young men make some mistakes, when certain young men make some mistakes, we seem to almost obsess over them and relish about how our lives would have been right now if we didn't make that mistake. If we just studied harder a few years ago, imagine where we'd be right now. If we chose a different pathway in our career or relationship, different decisions, imagine where we would have ended up right now. I want you to think right now, if you've been thinking about this mistake and you've been actually getting a little bit upset over it, is it actually helpful for us to fixate on some mistakes that we previously made that we know we can't change? And sure, we want to know for the future what to do differently, but is obsessing over it actually helping us? Should we not, in a very practical, rational, masculine way, set a new rule or principle or learning lesson for us and then just move on with our lives? Because right now, you're emotionally tied to the situation that went by, aren't you? Whatever it is for you, you're thinking about the girl that you messed up with, or you're thinking about how you messed up with your studies, or whatever it is, you're thinking about that right now, and you're so emotionally invested into this without thinking, okay, how do I actually utilize this to improve my life? Because we know we can't, fly back in time and change things, because if we would have bought Bitcoin at like 2K and then sold it at like 40K, obviously. That's the only thing that we would have changed if we went back in time. We can't go back, right? So what we can do, which I think is incredibly valuable, and it's something that you can take from me, is start to define some learning lessons and principles for your life based on some of the experiences that you've went through, especially mistakes, but also with some successes. So this is what I do. I have a particular journal. It's like a brown leather journal. It was quite expensive. I remember it being like £40 at a time, and I bought it years ago at a time where I didn't really have that much money. And inside of this journal, I write down big learning lessons that I've had. So usually what I do is I kind of wrap up or write an ending note to some kind of experience in my life. So previously, if I've had like a breakup, for example, I'll write down like ending notes. What did I learn from this? Where did I mess up? What could I improve next time? Just everything I can think of that future Hamza might find valuable. Then I condense it all down into a new principle, a new life lesson. And it could be something as simple as like, don't date friends. Don't date masculine women. That's a really good one.